It's tough putting comment on that list because he broke my homegirl heart.
Who?
Tiffany. Tiffany Haddish is my best friend.
Yeah, but I mean, Common had a lot of girlfriends. I'm sure a lot of people think he broke their heart. I know you don't know them like you know Tiffany.
I know a couple of them, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, he broke her heart, man. It was...
But I'm sure at some point in time, she probably broke somebody's heart too, Rel.
Nah, it's them light-skinned Southside niggas.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, you better tell us you better get with a dark skin, bro.
They just move how they move. But I still love him as an MC.
Yeah.
Gerard is, I mean, even just the way Tiffany wasn't supposed to be on the show.
Right.
He wrote this shit in. Which sometimes I hate when I get Gerard personal information because I was going through a divorce at the time. And the next thing you know, I had an ex-wife on the show and I'm like, what the fuck, man?
You giving that man ideas.
I was calling him an event one day and next thing you know, I had an ex-wife on the show.
You mentioned Tiffany Haddish as being one of your best friends. Yeah. She's kind of had a couple of mishaps over the last couple of months. You talked to her. What's going on? How does Rel get Tiffany back on the straight and narrow?
Well, it's not Rel doing that. It's Tiffany's doing that. She's putting the work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so proud of her. And it was what I was saying earlier to you about, like, just taking some time for yourself. I think, her, she lost her grandmother.
Right.
She lost like one of her oldest dogs she loved. Like, I know her forever. And so she just has so many loss. And I think she didn't take enough time to like deal with certain things.
Right.
And her machine is like this. She works all the time. And so a lot of the stuff she was going through more or less is fatigue. You gotta rest. I give back to Katt's advice. Don't let these niggas burn you out.
Right.
And that's real. You do have to pace yourself. And she's fine. Like she's holding herself accountable for things. And I you saw I had a cognac because I'm not drinking also. Me and her had a very heart-to-heart about both of us taking those steps.
Right.
In general, it's just like what are we doing? Like learning to not participate in things just because it's available to you and taking time for yourself.
Right.
So I'm proud of her. And, Tiffany's one of the best people in the world. I feel bad for her a lot of times because people love to attack her. And it's so fucking weird to me. Like one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, one of the most hardworking people you'll ever meet. But, I always tell her, like, that's why you can't care about pleasing people. You care about what everybody fucking thinks, man. That's draining.
Right.
And we already in the business where people, you're going to already have critics and all this other shit. Don't take in all that shit.
Right.
You don't owe anybody anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't owe nobody shit. If somebody did something for me and it wasn't out the goodness out of your heart, then that's fucked up on you. I don't owe you shit.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so I'm proud of her. She's doing so well. And only adults can work on themselves. Nobody can do, you know what I mean?
Do you think they do another girls trip too?
I think so. It'll be interesting too now because they can do so many different storylines with all them now.
Right.
But they it might be even funnier to be quite honest with you.
Right.
Yeah, I love that. And I hope she don't mind me even saying this with my good friend Tiffany Haddish. She's one of my best friends. And we talked about this and some of us tend to go busy, right? We go busy. We don't.
That's how you deal with it.
That's how we deal with it. And you're not dealing with it. You're not dealing with it.
Right.
And so for me, when she was just saying this, she was just talking about how she had to slow down and just deal with it. She thought her working would help. And it doesn't. All it does is make you more tired, first of all.
Yes.
You physically, outside of mentally and spiritually, you're just tired now. Because now you're trying to make up for something that you can't make up for.
After that, you became a household name.
I became a household name, and my name started circulating in Hollywood.
Right.
That to me, that's still surreal. I still pinch myself because I know how hard it is.
Right.
I see friends all the time still self-taping and doing all these different things. I'm like, shit. And the weird part about that is, this is why I say it's such a beautiful thing to celebrate others. When Tiffany came out with Girls Trip, matter of fact, when we saw her film Girls Trip, me and Hannibal went to Essence Festival literally last minute one year. It was, we probably could write a movie about Hannibal and Rel at Essence that first year.
Right.
We had no passes. We had the best time in the world. We saw Insecure the first time. Like, it was fucking crazy.
Right.
And I remember watching Tiffany walk with Queen Latifah and Jada Pinkett Smith. It was a scene they did in the auditorium, and she's walking with them. And I'm like blown away, like, yo, she gone. You in a movie with Queen Latifah and Tiffany gone, fam. And so celebrating people with my friends, I think I've always given myself good karma with that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. You've been in a movie with Lakeith Stanfield, Kevin Hart, Ryan Reynolds. I love that movie, you and Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, Free Guy.
Free Guy was unbelievable.
Free Guy is still. Oh, it's a story to that. I don't know if I even told that one, but it's a movie that, to me, it was a time I almost thought I got blacklisted, kicked out of Hollywood.
Why?
A producer I was working with, I won't say which film it was, but he was just doing too much. And, you know, I checked him on it. He was being inappropriate, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't believe I called him. I'm like, man, yo, you tripping. Don't fucking do that again. Don't talk to her like that. Whatever. And this is before the Me Too shit. So, you know, my was like, oh, you don't know how Hollywood goes and blah, blah, blah. And luckily we was at the end of the movie. So even if he wanted to kick me off, we done. This is the last day.
Right.
And so, you know, we get into it, an argument about it. And he started telling all these people about me and saying all this fucked up shit. He was saying like I was bringing girls on set and all this other shit. Just lying, just because I called him out on his shit, because he was being fucking weird.
Right.
And he couldn't believe I did that.
Right.
But that shit pissed me off. I'm like, nah, you can't, that's wrong, bro. And man, he went around and man, he made his rounds. And so I thought I was done. I'm like, I gotta go back to Chicago. I just do stand up. They kick him out. I can't be his word.
Right.
You know, and at the time Free Guy came around and Sean Levy and Ryan, you know, heard whatever. I'm like, man, I'm not gonna even get Free Guy now. Cause I just met with Sean. It was a go. Yeah. I'm like, damn. And I remember my team calling me and they wanted me, you know, they was giving me an option to apologize to the producer or make up men. But I was like, fuck that dude. If I get kicked out of it, I didn't even do shit. Right. So if I get kicked out of this shit for not doing, I didn't do anything this motherfucker did.
Right.
So I'm about to get blacklisted for what? Because I said something to him? And so I was like, damn, I guess I'm done. And Ryan and Sean hit me up and was like, you know, don't worry about that. You come ready to work, professional, do what you do, we got you. You give a fuck what he talking about. We know he's an asshole. And Free Guy was my olive branch in a way, was like, oh, like I loved them for that because I thought I was out. You know what I'm saying? And no, and they took care of me and I learned a lot. Like Ryan Reynolds is one of the most professional, dopest people. And that was a dad set too.
Yeah. We
all had our kids that, man, so nice to my kids. You know, Ryan had his daughters there, and you know, Sean had his daughters in the movie, and like it was a family set, man.
Want to join Club Shay Shay? Become an official member by hitting that subscribe button, where you never know who's going to be joining us for drinks and conversation. Don't be late to the party because you know we like to do something before two something.